Good. Gallery view. Huh. Now, for some reason, I don't see the people coming in. They must just have themselves turned off. Yeah, there we go. And good morning as people are arriving into the Zoom session that will be a workout session. And good morning, everybody. So hopefully you can hear me. And as we're getting set up, it's a good time to set up your camera so that you can see, and before I go to the spotlight, what it is that I will be able to see. Meryl's warming up.
I warm up all day long. my whole day is one continuous workout.
Well, I actually kind of understand that. And I do. I really do.
It's huge. It's huge for diabetes.
Yes. To be able to keep moving.
From here, I'm going to the zoo and the botanical gardens.
Wow. That's quite a event-filled day.
It's still really nice out and not too hot, and I can do it.
That's a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful thing. Just being able to go out and do things these days is pretty exciting.
It's amazing.
Yes, 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 I know.
It's a blessing.
We have to make an effort here to do it, but it's like, then it's really great in a way that was not true so much quite before. So yes, rediscovering.
We schedule things differently now. We don't do things, we don't just do them.
We're not as thoughtless.
Right.
About what we're doing. Yes, and how we're doing it and with other people. And
right.
It's funny, I was talking earlier to somebody, it's pouring rain here today, like pouring rain. And she said, so it's really feels great because you can just decide you're not really going outside today, you know, because there's just no purpose. And
exactly.
Like, so you can be
unless
like,
it's in your building, you're not going anywhere.
Yeah, but it's like a release, like a freedom to say, okay, yeah, no. Staying in the pouring rain. All right, so we're going to be starting because, you know, it's time. So if you are in and you're going to join us, I really do appreciate if you turn your cameras on. And we will be working standing, if we are standing for the first part. And if you're not standing, no. And I'm going to put some music on. So we'll do a little warm up. Again, if you can turn your cameras on so I can see you, that is really my preference, because I then can tell whether or not you're following my instructions and whether or not I'm making sense. That's often good. Am I making sense? That's good, because I sometimes can't tell if I am or not, especially because I talk a lot all day. All right, so I'm going to put some music on. I'm going to give you a little bit of a standing stance. Just lifting the shoulders up and down, and from this standing stance, I'm just letting my hips bounce, moving the shoulders up and down. Here comes Kathleen. Good. This is a little bit of a quick beat again. And try to get the hip movement actually first. So the hip movement is actually first. Thank you for the spotlight. I'm just going to start adding a little bit of lift and lower of the arms. I am tapping my foot here, but you don't actually have to do that. You could just move the hips a little bit side to side, let the hips move around slightly, and stretch the arms all the way up and down. Now remember, if you're rhythmically impaired, we don't worry about that. Just work with the rhythm as best as you can. You can actually add a little faster hip movement. That's great. And if that's not comfortable or not really thorough, then you can go slower, always. At any time during this workout, if I'm giving you a move to do, it doesn't quite work for you or is slightly uncomfortable, you are always welcome to go to a previous movement. All right, I'm just going to go to a stretch and tap. What I'm doing is I keep my hands on my shoulders so that I can get the longest amount of movement from the arm. If I turn a little bit to the side, you might also see that I'm just lightly stretching the back of my shoulders. So this is not really going over, and I am letting my rib cage move a little bit side to side. Good. So that would also be true from a chair. Good. Now I'm going to add a little bit of a side step, which you could also do in a chair. That's a little bit quick. You can just take the feet side to side with a little bit of a bounce. All right, bring it down, up and down, just easy. This is, again, just a very gentle warm-up. Very gentle warm-up. By letting the feet go side to side, whether you're standing or sitting, you can lightly warm up the legs. All right. Take it a little bit out. Reach to the side. This you can also do on a chair. That's it. Kind of letting your head tip a little bit. Abs are tight. I do have my knees bent. If you're keeping your camera off, I do have to trust you that you're going to be following instructions along and not hurt yourself. All right. Hands to the center of the thighs. If you're sitting, you can actually push your hips back. Fine, up and down. Now what you're trying to do is really pull in or suck in your low tummy. Try to get this part of your back to the buttock, to roll up. You will also notice, if you're paying attention, that I'm not really lifting and lowering my knees very much. A little bit. I'm trying to get the whole of the back kind of arch. And then just release. I'm not really taking it the other direction, completely arched, just release down. Now I'm going to really roll it up. I'm going to take that back to those shoulder rolls and add the arms. Now this can definitely be done in a chair, but I want to just come a little closer so you can see that what I'm doing is actually lifting from the armpit and then letting the elbow go up and then trying to roll the shoulder with the arm. That's right. Good. 4 more. And then I'm dancing my hips. And if you were bouncing, you could do that. All right, little side step with a swing. Yes. Yeah. Well, I don't see anything to correct on what you're doing. You're letting the hips go a little bit first. You're letting the arms swing. You're not necessarily making the step very big, although if you get a little more hip swing, you might be able to increase the size of the movement. Good. 8, 7, yeah. When in doubt, dance. Feet a little bit apart. Lightly roll the neck. Lightly roll the neck. Tighten up the stomach. Hello. Good morning. Roll the head and shoulders the other way. Let the neck roll. 4 more. Now this is a very quick warm-up. Feet a little wide. Stretch it down and up. You can do that from a chair. Just reach into the floor and all the way up. Anything that very quickly takes the head and the heart down and then up with the arms up is definitely going to push the heart rate. Don't go crazy. Don't have to get sick or anything. Right? The heart starts to get a little over-pumped. You can actually modify that. Abs tight. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. All right, little march. This can be done in a chair, or it can be done standing. Let the arms swing a little bit. Now the arm swing doesn't have to be huge. I would like it to be as relaxed as it can be in the shoulders. Lots of height from the top of the head. And you try to pick the thighs up. These are my fingers pretending to be your thighs. Picking up, right. Good. Try to keep that rhythm if you can. If you find that taking the legs higher messes up your rhythm, then just go smaller and a little faster. All right, nice and pumped. Good. All right, back to those side steps. And again, letting the hip bounce, which I see. Good, hip bounce. Now, bring the arms down. Try to keep the rhythm. 1 arm to each foot. This is a really weird little move because I'm asking you to roll the shoulders, roll the hips, and keep stepping, and keep bouncing, all at the same time. 4 more. Yep. Well, that's nice. You can actually lift up a little bit from the back of the arm. Yeah, like that. Good. All right, back to that little march or bigger march. Now, if you wanted to push your cardio, and this is a little bit quick, you could almost lightly hop it. Don't have to. Just saying that'll definitely take your heart rate up. If that's not your thing, don't do it. I am going to suggest that the arms make kind of a choo-choo circle. Like you're a train. Choo-choo. I have no idea where I get my images from half the time. All right, heel tap to the side. I just put my hands right at my hips. I'm going to let the hips move. Definitely. Then I'm going to take it out and up. Now, what you do with the arm, if after all that you needed a little recovery, you would just do a little smaller arm. But if you didn't, if you wanted to push it, if you wanted to get that breath up, lift it already is, not a problem then. You would just push it a little bit. Good. All right, and up. Now this is just transition to taking the thighs up. Abs are tight. It's a little quick. What helps is letting the hip on the standing foot bounce to the kind of faster rhythm. Bounce, 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 bounce. Pretend you have a book on the top of your head. Or a crown. That's the other one I use. You have a crown on the top of your head. You want to keep it there while you exercise. 8, 7, yep, that's it. As the foot goes on the floor, that's the hip that bounces. Up and down. Very nice. Feet apart. Dance the hips. Now, if you were really going to keep your cardio up and this was not a problem for you, you could actually hop your feet in different directions. Some people that's not a problem for. Some it is. If it's a problem, don't do it. That's right. Can you keep that hip dance? And can you make big circles? Can you make big circles? That might be a little hard. If 2 at once is hard, you can go back to the 1 at a time. Because 2 at once is actually more demanding. Yes, I know, right? Figuring it out is part of the problem. How do I do that? Not even sure. Good. Hands to the hips. Up and back. So that could have gotten your heart rate up. You could even be a little breathy. Anytime you're transitioning, if you got a little breathy, you could just relax your upper body, continue the movement, and see if you can get the heart rate to calm down a little bit. All right, abs are tight. That's it, right down here in the groin. Arms in and out. Now this is like a scooping action. Good. Good. It's really like scoop, stretch. Yeah, I don't know why I think scoop, but that's what it reminds me. 4 more. 3 more. Good. Feet about hip distance. Dance your hips. Try to take it low. If you're in the chair, you're going to be right on there. Shoulder, 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 shoulder. Now it's important to note that I'm not actually moving up and down in my knees. I'm just staying in the squat and moving the shoulders side to side. And breathing, in case you're forgetting to breathe. Because I really like breathing. I think it's very useful. 4 more. If you need to slow it down, you can. You always can. All right, back up. Back to a little march. So we're trying to keep that rhythm. Again, if just doing that pushed your heart rate a bit, you're just going to make it smaller. Smaller. If it didn't, yeah, you could do a little jog. You could do a little skip. You could do a little bump. Good. Feet a little bit apart. Dance the hips. Hands up on the shoulders. Abs tight. Squat, lift. Squat, lift. Now this is just a little sit and a big lift. Yeah, good. I see some of you looking at the ceiling when you're going up. That's fine. I am going to tell you, please don't look at the floor. And here's a little hint. If you see the floor, you're looking at the floor. Don't look at the floor. If you see your floor, the teacher's about to go, eh. There we go. It really works like that if you just keep your eyes up. All right, little kick to the side. Okay, so again, if that got your heart rate up, how does that feel? Breathy, a little overexhausted. Remember, at any point, you can just keep a little movement and get some water. And this is gonna be upright, so it's gonna help with the heart rate. The kick could start getting a little bit higher, a little bit stronger. You're still recovering, just ignore that piece of advice. And just kick in rhythm if you can. And make it smaller. Yeah, because you're catching up. Now if you want, you can keep that kick going and take the arms in and out in different positions. I'm just making up something. I don't actually have a plan. Just like, what can my arms do? Let's see what my arms can do. While I kick imaginary things to the side of me. While I see if I can do the rhythm. You get the arms longer. This is always a thing, because if you leave it tight, it really tightens up the shoulders. Breathe. All right, little side step, dance around. Dance around. Move your spine. This is going to be for Meryl too, because, you know, spine moving is good. One of the questions I almost always ask my classes here is, how many different ways can you move your spine? I don't know. Let's experiment. Can you move your spine this way? Can you move the spine that way? Can you make your spine make like a figure, little S shape? I don't know. Let's find out. Or more. Let's just experiment. Yes. Very good. Feet together, knees together. Dance the hips now. You know, whenever we're in this position, I like you to use your arms behind you. And I usually pretend like I have like windshield wiper arms and I'm cleaning the air behind me, which is, I don't understand why I have that image. I don't actually understand everything I do. But then I take the hips back and clean the air back here even more. Nice, but no looking at the floor. Okay, everybody has a big tray of expensive glasses on the top of their head, and they don't want the glasses to break at the same time. That worked. I got you to look up. You don't want to break those glasses. I got it. They're valuable. 3 more. Well, you'd be really good at that if you could do that with glasses on the top of your head, right? Yes. They're super expensive crystal glasses. Drop them. 3 more. That's really working. All right. Hands on the hip bones and just a little heel tap. So let the arms swing if you want to keep the heart rate going. If you're really recovering, remember just to take ownership of recovering, make the movement smaller, dance around, pretend you're having fun. Always good. Where's those hip dancing? To the hip. 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 Right. Good. All right. We're going to take it back to a little march. Nice and tall. Swing the arms. Can your legs go? And this is the question. Can you get the rhythm? Can you go out, out, in? Not big. 2 steps out, 2 steps in. That could be on the ball too. 2 steps out, 2 steps in. Can you do that rhythm? If you can't, you know, the answer is no, not really. 1 more. 3 more. 2 more. All right, crunch and lift. Hands on the shoulders. Crunch means stomach. Well, crunch can mean other things too. Crunch can mean peanuts. Nice and tall. But what I mean is, press the muscle under the belly back as you lift your leg. Yep, I see it. Nothing like my coming right up to the camera to see what you're doing. Amazing how well that works. 8 more. Good. All right, feet down. A little wide. Dance. Now I'm going to show you what I'm going to have you do. Up, down. Good. High and low, letting the hips dance. Very weird dance. Does anybody do a dance like this? No, not very much. When you're up with the arms, can you actually make them kind of floppy so that the shoulders are really open? If the arms up are too much for you, remember to just keep them lower. 2 more. Nice and good. All right. Little skip tap. This can also be on the ball there. Little dance. This actually reminds me of a Snoopy dance. Snoopy, Peanuts. Remember Snoopy dancing? He did. His ears went like this. 3 more. 2 more. All right. Good. Feet together, knees together. Now instead of really doing the arms, abs tight, tray of expensive glasses on the top of your head, crystal, whatever. I like it because it works. How low can you go while looking at the camera, while dancing your hips? while pushing your knees together, while squeezing your abs, while breathing. Fortunately for you, there's not a quiz on that one. Like, how many things did I say to do all at once? I said dance your hips, keep your tray of expensive crystal on the top of your head, squeeze your knees together. All right, skip it out. Now remember, the arms are not the important part. The skip part is actually, this is here. And then the arms can be gentle, or if you want to push your heart rate a little higher, you can always lift the arms up higher. And now you can pretend like this is fun and you're dancing. There you go. 4, 3. Okay, so we did this last time. Feet a little bit wide, abs tight, hands on the shoulders. Now see, these arms can go up and down like wings, right? Up and down. This actually works your shoulders a bit. We're gonna crunch, crunch, crunch. This is to the side. Yes, you can totally do this on the ball. I would have demonstrated if I was on a ball. Yep, and see how I'm lifting my arms up and down a little bit. What that kind of does is keeps me from tightening up, well, not kind of, I don't even want to say it qualified. It helps you use the shoulders less. Can the arms go up and down like wings? Like you're trying to take off as a bird, but you really have these really super short arms. Nice. All right. Heel tap to the front and just let the arms swing forward and back. So you're equally stretching them long, forward and back. Nice. So part of this is the reach back. You're trying to pull back the back of the shoulder, but also bounce the hip. Bounce the hip. Good. Oh, I just saw several people bounce their hip better. Good. All right, you guys. We're going to take this feet apart with a plie position, which you can do on a ball. Just want to kind of get the inner thighs to open. Take that back. Okay, so we have the tray of expensive glasses on there again. What's nice about that image on this is because you're wide, you have to be actually a pretty big tray. Probably the glasses will fall off anyways. Just pretend they don't. Right. Nice. So you're letting the abs really work as the hips go back. But the other thing you're doing is rotating your thighs open. 3 more like that. Super good. And I like the fact that you're all dancing your hips, because then I don't have to mention that. All right, very nice. All right, heel tap with just different arms. Or if you want to take your cardio up again, you can always add a higher kick. And that can be on the ball too, if you're feeling it. Arms in and out. Or lower. If they're getting winded, if it's getting too much for your shoulders, you just take the arms lower. Or if you're done with the arms, just put your hands on your hips. All right, super good. Feet a little bit apart. Now, see, I'm showing you a kind of a, what they call a neutral position, a little bit wide, but straight feet. And I'm going to take the right leg back. I'm going to come up on the toe. I'm going to just dance it down and up and do the twist. Eyes straight ahead, down and up, doing the twist. Okay, so you don't want to take your weight forward. You actually want to take your weight over the back side. So you have, you sort of move back a little bit. Okay, did I mention the abs? Whoops. Tighten the low abs. Good. 3 more. All right. So we're just going to go back to a heel tap before we do the other foot. We're going to stretch, stretch. Now, if you still want to push this could be faster. Right? Or not. Right. But I still want to see the hips moving. Yes, get water anytime. I'm going to do the other side, then I'm going to give you all a water break, but you're always welcome to get water. That's the rule. Okay. Other leg is back. So whatever leg you had forward before, you're doing the other one back. Before you do this, okay, put something on the top of your head, dance your hips. We're doing the twist just a little bit. What you don't do is fall, okay? Take it down. I'd rather see a smaller movement that was more upright than this one, okay? Yep. You got it. You could just be doing the twist if you're tired with the leg thing. could just be doing the twist if you do it. You said, like, no, I'm just going to do the twist. Forget you with that leg. 2 more. All right, good. Little side step. We're going to dance to our water. Part of why we're doing that is because your teacher needs some water. I don't usually try to get to the point where I need the water. I actually try and drink a little more often. Because water is a really crucial part of exercising. All right, now I'm just showing you a move, which you can also do in the chair. Abs are tight. And that's to the floor. If to the floor is too much for you, you can just do it to the inner thigh on the other leg. You don't have to go to the floor. But that being said, whichever one you're doing, I want you to come all the way upright in between. You might as well check out if your teacher's looking at you. Every time you come back up, is your teacher looking for you? She might be. Eye contact, eye contact. Then you get the hike. 4 more. Good. 3 more. 2 more. All right, very good. Get a little wide. Dance it. Now, I'm just going to dance and take it very low. So this is definitely the twist. And then I'm going to lift one leg up, back and forth a few times. And then I'm going to go down again. Back up. Start with the other leg. Take it down. Back up. Take it down. And up. All right, you guys. Now we're just going to get, if you have them, you're going to get a set of weights. These can be heavier or lighter. I'm going to get a set of 5-pound weights just because that's what I feel like doing today. I usually work between 5, sometimes 8, but I don't usually do a lot of 8-pound stuff until I get to the floor, which we will do today. We're also going to do a little bit with a chair. Get about hip distance. Good. Squat it back, up, lift, down. So I'm just doing a little squat. Back, up, lift, down. So these are quick because the pace is a little fast. So I'm not doing a deep squat. I'm also just not wanting to take my hips super out of alignment. So I think of this as half a squat for me. Half a squat. I'm going to check. Eyes on the camera, or rather eyes on me. It can be on the camera too, because frankly, you all look better if you got your face right into your camera. I don't know if you know that. You're all in California, you should know that. And 4 more. Yep, beautiful. 2 more. Train you all for your future television career. 1 more. All right, weights to the side, eyes up. 1 at a time. Not too high, meaning not too high to bounce in the hip. So if you're lifting the thigh and you're not feeling a hip bounce. Okay, so the hip bounce that I'm talking about is right on the side where the thigh is to the hip. That should be bouncing. Aha! Good, Nadine. If you start to get too tired, just modify with a heel tap. And 8, 7. All right, good. Going to take the weights to the top of the shoulders. Now, if these are very heavy for you, I'm going to only do what's appropriate for you. I've got a plie position. And out, up, out. I'm not doing a deep plie. This is quick. You could go slower if this is a little stressful. Eyes up. Check on your teacher. She's going to call your name if you look at the floor. Big threat. My big threat. Calling on you. Oh, yeah. Wake up. Nice. Big bottle of champagne on your head. Don't drop it. Nice. 4 more, you guys. Super good. Yeah, if you need to just dance around and put the weights down, you're always welcome. Let's all do a side step with a shoulder roll. So you step into the side, dance in the hip. Watch me. Yeah, so you're really letting the hips stretch, and you can always do any move without the weight, always. And then you can go get them at any time. All right. Now, Weights by the side. Feet can be a little wide, or if you're very balanced, they can be feet together. That depends on your hip flexibility. And we're taking it back, row, down, up. Yes. Meryl, you definitely know this one. Back and up. So even if you're working on the ball, you can sit up, which is working fine, coming up against gravity. You go down, hip bone, knee, up, side of the knee, side of the hip, side of the knee, up. Abs are tight. Okay, so you want to be keeping your face a little bit forward. The neck should be long. Abs are super tight. And as you go into this position with the hips back, you actually squeeze your abs more. Back. Back. And up. Back. Here's the last 4 of these. If you start getting tired in the lower back, just dance around or put the weights down, get some quick water, come back. 2 more. Good. 1 more. All right, so I got my weights here. I'm just going to do palm facing palm, right in front of my shoulders. I'm going to do a heel tap with a bounce. Abs are tight. Now, yeah, you can definitely do that. Push a little bit down. Push a little bit down. Now, if those weights were not heavy, you could go a lot faster, but you would need to do it without the top of the shoulder bouncing up. Good. Arnie, hon, could that go a little farther? Oh, yeah. Take a little bit forward. I'm looking. That's all right, just what it says on your ear. Good. You don't want to do it tight in the shoulders. So if you need to go more forward to get that up without tightness in the shoulders. All right, take it here. Up and back, hip to the back. Can you do that on the outside of the ball? I can't. Yeah, you can. Good. And bring it back, up, up. Good. Okay, nice. The trick about this with the arms is that you're not really changing the shape on the chest and the shoulders. So the arms swing, but the chest stays open, abs are tight. Good. Marina, just take your hips back a little bit. Yes, you got it. That's exactly what I want. That's exactly what I want. All right, shoulder roll, feet wide, dance your hips around. Can you undulate? Good word. Undulate your hips. Yeah. Nice. Now, can you also undulate your shoulders? I don't know. If you have to do one at a time, I'll accept it. Nice. All right, you guys. Feet either hip distance or together, waist by the side, abs tight. Dance the hips a little bit. Under the knees, back, down, up. Now, I'm doing my feet together, but you can do them wider apart if that's a little tight in the lower back. Under the knees. Now, here's one of the few times when I'm really okay with you looking at the floor. I don't have a lot of time standing where I want you looking at the floor. Up. Right. Now, you want to pretend like your arms are big wings, like on a bird. No, the hands with the weights don't go back, honey. The weights stay forward. The elbows go back, and then you stand up. So if you're doing it with the hands, that really messes up the upper back. You have to be a little careful. Right, you got it, sweetie. 3 more. Yep, I know it's confusing if I'm not following. 1 more. All right, just put the weights on the hip bones and dance a little skip. Now, if you're really feeling like, oh yeah, I could use more cardio, you can go up. Right, or not. Sometimes having done it, and you're just holding the weight and dancing your hips. That's all you're doing. Right. Nice. Nadine, very good. 4 more. She got it. That's good. I'm glad you did that, Marina. All right. Take that little skip. Up, down, up, down. So, no, I'm just taking it to the top of the shoulders and all the way down. Now I'm going to move my hips a lot. Right. Right. Good. That's good. I like the stretch on the chest that I'm seeing on several of you. And then you do want to squeeze the abs and let the hips go a little bit to the side before the thigh and the foot. 8 more. Yes, Meryl, that's good. Meryl, I know what you're doing. You can actually bring it right to the outside. So you can keep that stretch there. Yeah. You don't pull forward with the shoulders on that at all. Nice. 2 more. 1 more. All right. Feet together, knees together. Now, or feet apart. I'm swinging the arms back, but I'm not looking at the floor. I'm looking at my wall, kind of down by my floorboard. That's it. That's it. Kathleen, I think feet and knees a little bit wider. Feet and knees a little wider. Yeah. Yeah, like that. So you've got that stretch right across the lower back. I'm not saying you have problems with the lower back. It's just a better stretch. 3 more. Nice. Take those arms back. Yeah. All right, you guys, feet a little wide. Now, these can be lighter weights. You can just put heavier weights aside and get lighter weights. You can get some water, or you can, if you are using relatively light weights, you can just continue. This is a little bit of a turnout position, which can also be on the ball. It's actually almost easier on the ball than it is on a chair. Weights in front of the center of the thighs. Are your hips dancing? Good idea. Yeah, I would do light weights. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to keep the chest open. Lift up, up, down, down. Now, nothing should really change on the chest. I'm dancing my hips. Dancing my hips. This is kind of a fun song to dance to. Now watch what the arms are doing. Now if that gets too much for the shoulders, then you just stay low. Just stay low. Watch the dance. Good. Now, if you want to work harder, dance it lower. Dance it lower. 3 more. 2 more. Yeah, that's a tough move. All right. Now, just a heel tap, but the weights are directly in front of the thigh. Chest is open. And up to the armpits, down. Now I want you to know that what I'm not doing, I'm not lifting the hand. I'm lifting the tricep. Yeah, and I'm stretching the chest. Whew. Yeah. So row upright. You want to try and lift your elbows a little bit. Yep. Okay, I'm missing some hip dancing. Oh, yeah. That's better. All right, feet a little bit apart. Everybody puts the hips slightly back and lets the hips dance. And you go side, side. Now I'm going to really move my hips side to side and stretch. I'm really doing an incline squat with a lot of work in the abs. And I'm going to really get that tricep and that bicep. Yeah, you will find that if you really move your hip, you can get a different part of the shoulder and the arm. Which usually around this time of year, I start telling my classes, summer is coming. Which there you guys wouldn't know, but you probably haven't already. We're just in the middle of spring right here. And then I'm like, let's work those arms. All right, very nice. Side step, shoulders. We're gonna put the weights aside, get some water, and come right back. Good. A little water. Now, I'm just going to do a little bit on the chair. So I want you to get a chair. We're not going to use weights. We're just going to use the chair for a little bit of ab chair balance. And then we're going to go to the floor. Now, if you're not going to the floor, you're certainly welcome to stay on the chair. Get your little chair. You're not sitting yet, unless you're already sitting, in which case you're fine. All right, so you put your feet, your back of your shins to the front of the chair so your body knows where the chair is. It's really such a safety tip. Because if in general, when you're going to sit down, if you want to do it like without looking constantly, you just back up a little bit like a truck going beep, 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 touch the top of your shins to the chair, and then you take a tiny step forward, and your body knows where the chair is. Now, you have to keep going kind of fast to do the sitting because you want the body to know where the chair is. Okay, we're going to dance to the chair. And dance up. Now, if you're really good at this, you can go really fast, but you don't have to. Right. But I am interested in you keeping the dancing, and I'm interested in you keeping your eyes up. Eyes up. Pretend you're looking at somebody really cute across the dance floor. You want to know where they are the whole time. You don't want them to get away. Just giving you reasons to look across the room. 3 more. Really cute, right across. 2 more. 1 more. Super much better. Now, hands on the thighs. Make sure the chair is there again because we just stood there for a second. Okay? Abs tight, hands on the thighs. Squat to the chair. Squat up, lift one thigh up, put it down. Squat to the chair. Squat up, other thigh up. Look right at the camera or at the cute person across the room. I'm going to say non-gendered person because who knows, right? You want to see almost anybody you could be looking at across there. Right? You could be looking at multiple people. Maybe you're greedy. Yeah. Gotta look across the room. Nice. See, what I love is I can tell by the smoothness of this that you're actually doing all the things I would be telling you to do. Don't look down. Looking where the chair is a big mistake. Yes, that's right. That's right, Meryl. You can be doing those kind of balances work. 2 more. Or sit there and rest. It's okay. You're dancing in the chair. Dancing in the chair. Lightly dancing in the chair. Get some water. All right. All in the chair. Now, this is what we were doing last couple times. We're sitting towards the front of the chair. We have the feet into the room. We're just going to do some recovery breaths all the way up and forward. Now, this can be all the way down if that feels good. Or if you're really recovering in your breath, you just stay up and relax the shoulders. Because upright helps recover breath more than all the way upside down. All right, so we were doing this last time. We take the hands right in front. We're going to twist and twist, but I'm adding a little bit. Twist, twist, twist. And I'm keeping the arms pretty straight and seeing how much of my rib cage I can twist. I'm not really turning my head, although I could. Yeah, I could a little bit. If you're turning your head, you just don't want to do it way out of alignment. So, right, I'm squeezing the abs. I'm keeping the arms fairly straight. All right, I'm pressing my palms of my hands together. And I'm getting my top of my head lifted as tall as I can. 4 more. 3 more. 2 more. Excuse me, I did an extra one this way. All right. Up. Remember this? Up. Now, I'm on the chair, but I'm towards the front of the chair, and I'm gonna kind of like make my weird little arms like airplane wings here, like we're banking. I'm looking right at you. Good. Now, if you're feeling very balanced and have a good core balance, you can lift, and you can actually keep it going. This is harder. Or, easier, leg. But you want to be balancing right on the tailbone and picking that thigh up. And remember that I'm asking you to do kind of like airplane wings. So both arms are actually moving a little bit. Because we're trying to crunch down here. It's the ye old pinch an inch thing. Sort of. That's the muscles we're using. That's fine. Try not to rock back too much. I know it happens, but not, yeah. Sort of like you're balancing on your tailbone. Sort of like that. That's nice. 3 more. 2 more. Excellent. All right, feet on the ground. Now, these are just stretches, and again, if upside down is too much for you, you don't do it. All the way up, and all the way down. So, if it's not okay for you to go all the way down, then you're going to just crunch here and around the back, but not take your head too low. If it's okay for you to go way down, that's fine. And when you go up, we can keep your arms a little wide, like a clear, so you get the stretch in the back of the shoulders. Breathe. Nice. Arch. Oh, I love this. I like a lot of these songs, but I love this. 3 more. 2 more. That's beautiful, you guys. I like that very much. All right, now we were also doing this one. I've got my tailbone towards the front. I'm gonna put my hands here, lift, and I'm gonna do big crunches. I'm not really using my shoulders. I'm really contracting my stomach, and I am keeping my eyes forward. So I don't need to see my legs because I can feel them. Now, if I start to feel a little bit more warmed up in this move, I may try to straighten the leg by slightly flexing the heel. That works my stomach a lot harder. I am not doing this. I am not rolling my shoulders forward. I'm keeping my chest up, and I'm making this mostly stomach. Good. If it starts to hurt my back, I'm going to bend my knee more. The straighter leg is harder on the back. All right, feet wide. Just rotate. This is a nice way to crack your back. Oh, right. Just look around, rotate. Good. 4 more. 3 more. 2 more. 1 more. All right, so we're sitting on the chair. Or, oh yeah, on the ball. Kick, kick, kick. I'm gonna move my torso to be able to get my thigh up a bit. Now, if you had to go slower, that'd be fine. Keep your eyes up. Move your torso. High kicking. High kicking. Good. Yeah, you don't want to pull too far forward with your neck. You do want this up a bit. Yeah, so that the spine can move this way more. So this really kind of infringes on the lower back. 3 more. That's good. 2 more. If you're tired, just take a break, dance around, get some water. 1 more. All right, if you're going to stay on the chair, let's do that. If you're going to go to the floor or to a bed, we're going to put ourselves there by putting the chair away. Remember that I do want you to kind of keep the rhythm. You don't have to go too fast with it. I actually am going to slow down in a minute, the rhythm. So if we're going to the floor, I'm bringing my water, and I'm going to bring my heavy weight just for a little bit of the chest work. That's not a requirement. They can be light. They can be no weights at all. Oh, that's because the music was going to run out. It does go slow. I forgot this part. It goes a little slower. Hands and knees, spine up and down. If you're on the chair or the ball, you're still stretching the back. Good. 3 more. Good. Now, if you're on the floor, here's what I want to show you. You're going to come forward with the hips. You're not going to crook the neck. You're just going to open the chest and let the hips sink, and then take it back and drop the hips. You're never supposed to compress the vertebrae of the neck. Now, if you've got a good stretch here and you can lift this up a little bit without compressing the neck, you may. But in fact, this is the better stretch for the neck right here. So you're just letting the head come down. Nice and easy. 8 more. Yeah, take your time. Not very good. If you're in a chair, yes, you're rolling your spine, you're stretching your spine. 4 more. 3 more. 2 more. All right, very nice. Okay, so if you're on your hands and knees, you can take this to a plank if that's okay for you. All right? And you can do a forearm plank or a full-out plank. If you're on a chair, and I actually want you doing little twisty lifts and crunches across, like we were doing earlier. You got the music, you can work to it. And if you're doing a plank, I want to see the hips up just a little bit, Kathleen. That's pretty good. There we go. There's the stomach. There's the stomach. You know you can feel it. 10, 9, 8. If you need a break, you can take it. 7, 6, 5, 4. Very good. All right, you guys. If you're on the hands and knees, you're just going to drop your head stretch your back up in a big circle here. If you're sitting in the chair and it's okay for you to invert all the way upside down, you're just going to hang down upside down from the chair and really let the neck stretch. Really let the neck stretch. Take a few breaths. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Excellent. Okay, so if we're on the floor, we're going all the way. I'm just going to show you here. We're going to sit, and if you can, you just let yourself roll down and roll up and try to take a stretch forward between the legs, if that's okay for you. If you're in the chair, what I'm really hoping for is that you're still working on the balance from the tailbone, but then a crunch, eyes up, and you pull up and you pull up. But what are we doing? We're trying to get the back of the thigh to come to the ribs, but without using the shoulders down. So you're really staying up on the tailbone. And so the shift is not shifting the shoulders. Exactly. And when you're bringing the thigh up, not the knee, not the foot, the knee and the foot come up, but because you're lifting the thigh, you're trying to get the back of the thigh to come to the front of the tummy someday. That's a goal. Breathing, eyes straight ahead. You start to feel your lower back. What do? All the way back down and hang down there again. So you're going to do that inversion stretch. Okay, if you guys are rolling, that's good. I'm going to give you a new move if you're rolling. The rest of you, if you need a stretch, take it. So I got 2 different things going on here, but nicely. So you're going to, if you're going on the floor, if you're rolling, try rolling down, rolling up, bringing one thigh up, and rolling your rib cage and shoulder under the thigh. You're still looking upright. So you're staying on one foot onto the tailbone, but you're lifting up. Good. Now, again, we were doing something like that before with the seated thing, but I want up, up. So you're not really turning here, up, and pull, pull, but you're not really looking down. So that's what you're seating. Good. So you're getting the thigh to the side. Yep. And if you're rolling up, that's good. Yeah, you just put the feet on the ground and then roll up. You don't have to lift the thigh up to roll up unless that's incredibly easy on the lower back. Okay, 4 more if you've got it on each side. Nice and slow. Try not to pull from here. I'm seeing a little bit of pulling from the upper back. You want to keep the chest open, not pull from the top of the shoulders to come up. See if you can chest up and roll up, not pull. 2 more each side if you can. If you're done, you're taking a stretch, right? I think I mentioned that before. All right, everybody, I'm going to take a quick sip of water. I'm actually doing that sitting up because, you know, it's kind of hard to drink water lying down. It just sort of is. Now, I have my weights nearby where I'm going to lie down. If you're going to do weights sitting in the chair at this point or in a ball, we're hopefully not too heavy. So we were doing that last time. If you're on the ground, you're rolling down, you're putting your knees bent, feet on the ground, you're letting the back relax. We're going to use the weights up over the chest for chest presses. But before I start the chest presses, I'm going to do some little pelvic tilts right here. And I'm going to do this where I'm going to try to do very small right over the ground. I don't want to go up into a bridge because what I really want to do, besides working the low abs here, is get the butt muscles firing. Now, when you start lifting up, you want to keep the feeling of a little fire in the butt muscle. And this is also possible in a seated position. It's a little hard with weights. All right, so we're going to do chest presses up and down, just a little slow with pelvic tilts that are about the butt. Now, if you're sitting in a chair, this would be light weights, hopefully. Back where you're pulling the elbows way behind you, getting the shoulder blades behind you, and then forward with a little bit of a lift, right? Now, here's the trick on this. You're trying to lift this thigh from the back of the thigh. You won't get much of a butt firing, but hopefully you're getting a good stretch in the lower back. Nadine, that looks nice. Can you bring your elbows back? Yeah, okay, the hands come to the armpit. That's it. That's good. Keep the chest up. If the leg lift thing is too much for that coordination, then just do the arms with both feet on the ground. It's still very beneficial. Good. So you're just doing those stretches back and forth, whether you're on the floor or whether you're sitting up. And again, part of what I'm looking for is like almost like you're trying to bring your elbows to touch behind your back, even though that's not physically possible for most of us. Yes, Nadine, that's right. I just saw that. Go a little slower. Good. 4 more if you've got it. Good. 3 more. Abs are super tight. That's particularly in the groin. All right, very nice. We're putting the weights down. We're putting the buttocks down. If you're sitting in the chair, please sit upright. And we're going to try stretching the hips. So the knees go to one side and the other, right? And if you're sitting in a chair, I'm going to demonstrate that. So we have been working on that one. It's just really letting the hips and the knees roll all the way one way. See, what I would do this, I've been playing around with this. I would probably just move one leg at a time, all the way out and back. And then if you're sitting in a chair, and then roll the other. Because what we're really trying to stretch is the bones around where the thigh attaches. Right, so if you're on the floor, you can take your feet a little wide. You can let both thighs go to the ground. That's right. And then if you're sitting, you can like roll the thigh, right? 3 more, 2 more, 1 more. Okay, very nice. Now, if you're on the ground, bring both feet up in the air, hands around the back of the thighs, and give it a good stretch here. This is much harder to approximate sitting in the chair because what I'm trying to get is a stretch of the hamstrings, but also the back is supported. But I have demonstrated this before. You're on a chair and you bring the feet forward so they're really kind of at a right angle to the heels to the thighs. You bring the arms under, but you don't collapse. Like we were doing those stretches where you collapse. You really actually don't collapse. You try to get your spine to go forward down to the thighs, but just pull with the arms. So you're getting long, not collapsed. And those of you that are on the back, you can roll the thighs around in circles over your tummy. Yeah, giving yourself a big hug. Yes, good. Roll them, roll them. That's good, Nadine, that's good. If you start to get tired, just come upright and stretch. And 3 more, and 2 more, and 1 more. Okay. So 1 more here, we're just going to do, and these you can definitely do in a chair. It's an ab crunch with a leg lift back and forth. These are simple. If you're wanting more of a challenge in your abs, you could try both legs. That's harder. And not touch down. That's very much harder. And just like we were doing before in the chair, you can take this and crunch and crunch, but this is all supposed to be about here. Crunch and crunch. Or if you're very, very balanced, crunch and crunch. You just don't want to do that with the knees. I'm going to give you just about 4 more each side. Yes, I like that. The only thing I would say, Marina, is take your feet higher up so they're not so low over the ground. You just get a better ab workout that way. Good. 2 more. Yep. And stretch. And 1 more. All right. If you're on the floor, you're taking the legs all the way out long on the ground, arms up overhead. If you're in the chair, you can really stretch the arms up overhead and look up a little bit, get a slight bit of an arch across the tummy. Nice and long. Excellent. Relax so the back is on the ground. If you're in the chair, just get the feet a little bit wide and get yourself a nice balance. And then I'm going to just move my chin from one shoulder to the other. That you can definitely do upright. You're just going to take your chin and turn it from one shoulder to the other shoulder. You're just letting yourself stretch the neck. Excellent. Bring the arms down. If you're sitting in the chair, everybody bring them down to the side. You're sitting in the chair, hands on the thighs, nice and tall. If you're on an actual chair with a back on it, you can move back closer to the back of the chair so you have a little support on the lower back. If you're on the ball, you just want to be kind of in the middle of the ball. If you're lying on the ground, you can have your knees bent, feet on the ground, or your legs all the way stretched out. And I'm going to ask all of you, whatever you're doing right now, to just a little bit tighten in the groin, which is your support for everything. Relax the shoulders as deep as you can, whether you're lying on the ground, which is easier, or whether you're sitting up. And then just drop your chin to the chest. That's even on the floor too. Just push your chin right to your chest. So that means picking up your head if on the ground. Push your chin to your chest. Now pretend somebody's big, strong hand is right behind the back of the head, and just pretend they're pressing there. And that's stretching your neck. And you squeeze your low tummy, and then carefully roll your head either back to the ground or up. And that's just to lengthen the neck, and then close the eyes and gently slow down your breathing. Now, whichever way you're doing this, we're doing a bit of a meditation. You want to try to immediately, as much as you can, relax all the muscles of your face. And I always start with the eyes by closing the eyelids and then imagining that all the layers of tension around my eyes from looking all the time is just floating away. Letting my eyelids feel a little heavy so that the eyes can be refreshed by the tears and so that the optic nerve can take a little break. Gently inhale and exhale, just a gentle expansion of the lungs and release of the air. And then because we're going to be doing that through the nose or the mouth or both, just relax the muscles around the nose, the mouth. And as you exhale, see if you can relax your hands, your feet, wherever they are, the small of your back right above your buttocks, and your shoulders. I'm just giving you different areas to check while you keep the eyes gently closed and let the body rest. The head can be upright if you're sitting. You just want, or stretching, either way. All right, just take a few moments to just inhale, and every exhale, see if you can allow your mind to wander around your body and let whatever part of your body you become aware of, exhale on the next, release on the next exhale. So if I feel the bottom of my feet, I'll exhale and release the feet. If I feel pressure on the shoulders, on the next exhale, I'll release the shoulders. So you're just taking these few moments to listen to your body. Inhale, filling yourself with a sense of calm. Exhale, sending away exhaustion and anxiety. Inhale, filling yourself with a sense of well-being. Let that flow through you. And exhale, sending away pain, fear, injury, illness. Give yourself just the next few seconds in which all you are required to do is rest. As best as you are capable, rest. Let that rest go deep. And as you rest, with your eyes closed, with your awareness of your body, with your gentle breath, visualize yourself as healthy, strong, balanced, energized, flexible, capable. Perfect. All right, everybody, that's the official end of class, but you are welcome to move your body a little bit, to stay where you are and take a nap, to stretch, to roll. Definitely drink more water. Water is a sneaky, sneaky thing. Thank you, Marina. Thank you, all of you, so much for coming to class. Have a terrific rest of your day, and I'll see you back here next week. And it's still pouring rain, so I get to stay in. Pouring, I feel it pouring. All right, take care, guys. Bye-bye.